Happy morning, everybody. Friends, we are doing this as a 5-day plus 5-week meditation program. Our objective of doing a meditation program like this is to still make meditation a habit into our lives. I'm Chandra Pulmar Setti. I've been practicing meditation for the last 21 years, and I've benefited immensely in utilizing meditation to become a better being. I think at the core of the meditation program is about becoming a greater expression of ourselves. It has helped me in my health. It has absolutely helped me in general office work environment, in becoming better, having a fun, enjoyable work environment for myself, enjoying the work, always looking forward to work. It's greatly helped me in my businesses, where I was able to grow the businesses when I took on more of a founder, businessman roles. Family life I couldn't ask more in terms of family, how the family relationships gotten extremely good. Before meditation was a different type of relationship with not only my immediate family, but extended family. But after meditation, the relationships are different. There are no more masks, there are no more wheels between people. Then I've been very, very fortunate to have worked on several meditation service projects, which I realize is going to help my growth much more significantly. And so that's how I got into meditation service projects. So overall, I've been having a great time with meditation ever since I learned. I started practicing in the year 2002. And I learned in 99, but it took me 3 years to understand. But it is those days. It's time acceleration happening now. Anyone gets into meditation now are transforming themselves in less than 40 days. So this 40 days is a very important period. 6 weeks, we have time and again experimented. In 3 weeks, we get to see some benefits. And in 6 weeks, we cement that, we make it pretty hard. So what we said, while our 6-week programs are very popular as Buddha CEO for Quantum Foundation, for those of you who do not have that much time or do not want to commit a specific time, or not the morning 6 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. where we are regularly organizing a 40-day program is not suitable. So this is a program where you learn a lot of subject, plus we practice enough that in the next 5 days, you practice enough that every day, if you make yourself you attend this program and then you practice enough that at the end of 5 days, you would understand and experience it enough that next 5 weeks you'll have to do on your own, at your own time. So that's why we call it 5 days and 5 weeks. That makes it exactly 40 days. So this program, in your mind, if you take it as not 5-day program, but take it as a 5-week program, starting today and going all the way till October 10th, that you can still use it as a program that you make that becomes a habit for you. So I request Karthikeyan sir to kick off this program launch. So that's Padma Shri Dr. Karthikeyan sir, former CBI director, former director of CRPF, and several roles in the police force, in addition to doing several roles outside India in the foreign ministry related roles. And then now Karthikeyan sir is advisor to many spiritual, social service organizations, in addition to himself running a trust, apart from being very closely associated with Care India, the ambulance service 101, ambulance 131, I think, ambulance service, and many other such initiatives. And so the Karthikeyan sir has been a strong supporter of meditation as a practice. And so we're very, very honored to have him kick off this program. This is a new variant of the program that we're doing, so very honored to have Karthikeyan sir kick off this program. Sir.
It's such a enlightening experience for all those who are fortunate enough to come into contact. I congratulate all of you for choosing to. I know everybody is busy, even these lockdown days, but there are many options. But only those good time has come get tempted to attend this program. And I am sure all of you will be wise enough to continue it also. And I can only say that it's very beautiful, enjoyable, powerful, and I'm involved in most of the organizations around the world actually, and all of them are equally valid, powerful, meaningful, transform the lives of millions of people on any path, but particularly this one, which Chandra has chosen to learn, practice, got benefited. After that, he said, the benefit I got, I must spread it to the world. So he has chosen this path of dedicating his entire life. He and his wonderful lady, Vani Ma, they are committed to, and they've got a beautiful team, as you will realize, But I want you to start with total confidence and faith. The time you are going to spend here is the most valuable part of your time. Nothing else could have done so much of good to you. And if others, families are not there, please bring them also from the next session at least. And don't miss anything. That's Friday. It's nothing. It has transformed many people I have known. Many people, even eminent doctors, successful people, entrepreneurs, young ladies, gentlemen, all. So I only will say that I don't want to stand between. I can keep talking about this for a long time, which I don't like to do. I try to listen to him as often as possible. I only want to say, ladies and gentlemen, I congratulations to you for the choice of you have made, and please have faith. You see, anyway you are going to spend the time. Why not have the total commitment? You see, interest is different. We are interested in so many things, but it's the commitment which makes our difference. Want to get the full benefit of what is being shared with you? Please have your heart and soul totally here. Believe in what you are hearing. Believe in your practice. I'm sure all of you are going to find definitely some change. Some will get transformation in their lives. I don't want to say any more than that, excepting good wishes to all of you. Thank you, Chandra. Please carry on.
Thank you, sir. That's wonderful. I think if we take the essence from Karthikeyan sir, who has been so successful in life, materially and spiritually, so successful, and then we take one message that many people have transformed through this, and if we pay serious and sincere attention, we too can become that. I think that's really what I take from Karthikeyan sir's message. And 5 days is a way to understand it, but we will, as we go along, I'm sure we can make our own conclusions about this. So thank you so much, sir, for initiating that. And dear friends, what do we have in the next 5 days? Before that, let me just preface with a few things here that we understand. Let me show you a few slides on. So I mentioned it's a 5-day, 5-week program. So August 31st today to October 10th. So we're going to go from August 31st today to October 10th in 5 days every day, but the rest of the time we will understand it. Now, this slide is showing that meditation, in addition to what Karthikeyan says, meditation is being practiced worldwide by many, many business leaders. Steve Jobs, Apple, some of us recommend. Bill Gates, Microsoft, recommend, understand. Elena Fisher, she's an iconic clothing designer and then very, very popular. And then we have here Ray Dalio. Jeff, LinkedIn, many of us are using LinkedIn. So he's also a LinkedIn co-founder, CEO, Jeff Weiner. Ford Motor Company, Bill Ford is a very strong meditation mindfulness practitioner. The list goes on. Many, many big ones. We have Raman Iyer, and of course we have now a Banari Aman group of companies chairman. We have Ramani Issa, who is the chairman, founder for managing trustee, founder for Shankara Eye Group of Hospitals, the non-profit. So the list goes on. So many people in the worldwide are practicing meditation. Oprah Winfrey, she's also practicing, and she's always been a staunch supporter of it, of these meditation practices. Panda Express, another a major company, has been again, the founder is very deeply about the whole meditation. So the list is essentially saying that, and then there are numerable Harvard studies about meditation. About UCLA does a lot of studies. There are so many universities. Yale University has meditation studies. So many in the West and East, of course, it is not new to us, right? But many are practicing meditation. Just to give a few, even now, Satya Nadella, Microsoft, right? It has become it's a big tip for working. Meditation sessions is something that he is also looking at actively, right? Athena CEO, they've done extensive. Athena Insurance is one of the largest in the world insurance companies, top 3, and they've done extensive. They have programs company wide. So this is companies adopting. Google, that all of us use, we can't live without. They have a course called Search Inside Yourself, so employees go through it. The former company where we were, I was there at IBM. IBM has launched, and there is a large mindfulness community of more than now 10-15,000 people. Meditation room at Nike, right? So this is there everywhere. It is not new, and in Silicon Valley, it's no longer a fad. In Silicon Valley, meditation is not a fad. It's so many people, employees, founders, organizations are adopting very deeply. So meditation in the corporate, in the work environment, is becoming as common as it is being outside today. So why are organizations and why as an individual that we are adopting meditation? It's a very scientific process. In the next 5 days, we're going to learn a lot of content scientifically. How meditation is going to help health, how meditation is going to increase my emotional well-being, that emotional intelligence. We'll understand how meditation will help increase our intellectual capability, intellectual quotient. We'll also understand how meditation will help us align to our purpose. During these 5 days, we're going to understand these subjects in detail, one day, every day. Today, it's all about meditation, the power, then what is meditation or not meditation. We'll go in and practice, right? So the benefits of meditation are significant. It is an all-round. Productivity enhancements. Health is the first one, productivity. Confidence and intuition. So you become more and more confident, better leaders. Our thought power, so we have better success. Emotional intelligence is improved, so better relationships. Resilience, agility, adaptability. So stress has practically been taken out. Concentrations, and so to become good at everything that we do. So meditation is widely accepted, widely practiced in many companies. So if you are an influential person in an organization, even otherwise, this is something that I'm sure will benefit not only for yourself, to your organization too. Meditation and mindfulness is a derivative of meditation, is practiced everywhere around, in schools, in sports stars, many of them. I read the news that most of the sports stars are doing meditation visualization. Kohli became a vegetarian, he does half of his practices around meditation visualization so that he can actually make things work in physically. We'll understand the science a little more. But it is there everywhere. Meditation is being practiced across various organizations, across various sport industries, whether it is sports, whether it is non-profit, whether it is IT, whether it's banking, anywhere. It doesn't matter. Schools, senior citizens. There are several benefits which will come to this slide, but several past participants have said in 40 days, their benefits they've seen are from sleeps, as first insomnia problems have gotten solved, to my health, whether BP, sugar, my migraine headaches, to knee pains, to back pains, to many things people have said were solved. And in many ways, people said my family is telling me that I'm a better person now. After few days of meditation, they tell me that my family is telling me my better person to the family is also telling me, hey, this is the best year of our family life, because after they got into the meditation. And then work improvement, more than 80% said their improvement, their quality and the productivity at workplace. And then at the end of these programs, more than 90% of the people have been telling us that their outlook for life has changed totally. They changed their outlook for life totally. They became a much positive, miraculous thinking person. They became a lot more confident with themselves. And they approach life in a totally different way, right? So we'll see. These are some of the benefits that our past participants have mentioned. So coming to this program, this structure. So we have daily sessions of 2 hours per 5 days. We're going to do this on Zoom, and we will make these recorded versions available for you for replay. And every day is going to be a master class because you just have 5 days. Every day is a master class. So the topics on the right side we got, so today is about meditation. Then I'm going to cover about health, well-being, energy, productivity in 2 classes. I'll cover on friendship and compassion another class. Power of thought, abundance, and purpose-driven career are going to be in another session. So we're going to cover in the 5 days, 5 things we're going to cover. In addition to that, every day we will have 45 minutes to 1 hour meditation. Today is going to be a little shorter as being the first day, but every day we will have deeper practice. It is very easy. Even if you are new, you will easily get in because the way we conduct it, the process, there are various things that will understand it. And then we have a weekly connect on every Sunday evening. So after 5 days, the timings are then August 31st, September 4th. You are in this batch 10:30 a.m. to 12:30. So that should be 12:30 p.m. EST. And then we have another one 6 to 8 p.m. It's the same class repeated. 5 days we're going to go like this. September 6th onwards, every Sunday evening 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. we're connecting on the same bridge. So 5:30 to 7 p.m. will be a long meditation. Then 7 to 8 p.m. will be a Q&A for this team, but that time we'll also have many other batches come together. So not only exclusive this batch, but other batches come together. So 7 to 8 p.m. we'll have Q&A, and then in case you feel like some subject has to be enhanced, and for your 5 weeks. In addition, starting September 14th, whatever is the first Sunday, every Sunday morning we have a business leader coming in, and then they'll talk about their transformative experience that you can also participate in. So this is there will be that opportunity so that means roughly about 4 Sundays, so you'll have listening to a business leader who's transformed, an organization leader who's transformed their work life, their personal life, and everything. So we're listening to that. There's an opportunity to connect in, right? Positive, elevating, expansive, miraculous. If you have thoughts of that nature, then automatically we create a different reality. And what is the meditation connection? Meditation simply makes it possible. We all learn from childhood that yes, you should have noble thoughts, you should do noble things, right? Always help others, always do this, that. Everything has been learned. We learn some of that. But I think what we didn't learn from the childhood is, how do I do that? In our office environment, we go to so many training courses. The training courses give you a big list of 30 points of this is all you do. Okay, time management. Okay, write every day in a piece of paper. Morning you wake up, you write down what are the 10 things you're going to do for that day. And then by evening you come, look at the list and say what all you did, you didn't do, okay, transfer it to another paper. Like this, you'll get a bunch of checklists. The point is, we're not even self-aware to remember that point to say whether I can follow or not. Most of the time, we're not self-aware. We're not in the present moment. And as a result, we miss out on things that we have to do that time. People have been told, we tell the children, focus, concentrate. Right now also I can tell you, please focus on what I'm telling you, because the mind constantly wants to distract. But how do you focus? Teachers tell children, focus. You got to have a lot of concentration. Can't you concentrate? Parents also tell, what is the way to concentrate? Where we have so many distractions around the environment and so many events of the past is there so much. There's no technique told to concentrate. Friends, that's meditation. So even though we have several things that we have wishes and goals and things that we want to manifest, and oftentimes we don't do because our thoughts and feelings are creating a reality. And guess what? 95% of what we are thinking and feeling is based on the past. they're repetitive. And most of that is 80% is mostly on the negative side. 80% of what we think every day are the past record of events or future anxiety-related events. They're all negative side. That's all we're thinking. How did my manager did not support me in my hike? How is my wife not supporting? How is my child just ignores me? Why is my community just isolating me? Or an event about, hey, sometime I'm a useless person. I got such a poor resources. I'm not in a good environment. So everything is a negative. Or recently whenever there may have been a separation, or a deep injury, or illness to somebody close, and then you just keep feeling bad about it. No, how can it happen? What happens to them? Feel bad about it. So 80%, a survey is done. 80% of the time, many people are thinking of negative things. And as a result, the thoughts and feelings create reality, and we'll understand a little more on the quantum physics side. And so, if thoughts and feelings create reality, so because 80% is the negative side, so obviously our life has to show up negative 80% of the time. And if 95% is repetitive as yesterday, then today is going to be similar to yesterday, because 95% is same as what we think as same as yesterday. So then it is about changing, it's about shifting that 95% of repetitive, redundant, negative thoughts into a positive supporting thoughts, positive supportive feelings. If we can do that, if there is something that's going to help us do that, then we will have a great transformatory life. That's precisely what all the meditators who are going through a program, who practice meditation regularly, are able to transform. That's why they say, my life is transformed, because what is it? It's not one thing, two things. That 95%, they circled it, and they said they're picking every one by one. It's like a weeds. When you're planting, you planted a seed, and it's growing, but then suddenly a lot of weeds keep coming. All you care is that seed that you planted is to grow up, but there's so many weeds are there. The weeds keep pulling that plant down. The plant wants to grow up, but the weeds are pulling it down, taking the energy away. So meditators are looking at it and saying, oh, this weed is coming up, I'm going to take it off. This weed is coming up, they're taking it off. They're self-aware, so as a result, they're seeing it every day. That plant, as it's growing up, they're taking care of the weed one by one. So because they're self-aware. We also plant, we also do gardening, but we put the plant and we forget to even go back and then nourish it. 2 days later, 3 days later, we suddenly remember, yeah, I've done it. You go, by then the plant would have been, it would have had a great growth, but it wouldn't have probably had a good growth, and sometimes it dies also. We have honest interest to go and then remove the weeds, but again, same thing, only once in a week. We have an intent, but we can't execute it, because only once in a week we somehow, we'll go and do it. By then, too many weeds would have come. But meditators are self-aware. You are going and then checking on it every day, every moment, so that you can pick off the weeds and remove it. You can remove those negative, anxious, stressful, unsupportive thoughts on a regular basis. And as a result, end of 6 weeks, you will become completely transformed person. So what is this meditation? This meditation technique, practiced by Gautama Buddha, called Anapanasati. Anapanasati Vipassana is a meditation technique. It's in Pali language. Anapanasati is, Ana is in-breath, Apana is out-breath, Sati is to be with. To be with your in-breath and out-breath. Vipassana means seeing. When you are with your in-breath and out-breath, then Vipassana is seeing beyond your body. Okay, seeing the records of the past and future, seeing beyond the body, seeing insights. That's Vipassana. Anapanasati, then Kayopasana, Bhavapasana. Then finally Vipassana is beyond that. Right? So Anapanasati is simply the practice of it, and then Vipassana is what happens in meditation, which we observe and then witness and then see it. Right? It's also in English, we are terming it as breath mindfulness meditation. So that means we are observant of our normal, natural breath. Mindfulness means being present moment aware of a given thing non-judgmentally. It is a non-judgmental awareness of whatever task you do at this moment. That's mindfulness. non-judgmental awareness of the present moment. For example, if I'm eating fully, present moment awareness, I'm fully focused on that food that I'm eating, and I'm non-judgmental. Oh, I'm eating today brinjal curry. Yesterday it was not that tasty. Today, how is it with respect to yesterday? So that's being judgmental. Non-judgmental is you become zero. Your first time you are eating a brinjal curry, so you are probably non-judgmental about it. You're taking it as it comes. So mindfulness is being non-judgmental awareness in the present moment of whatever you do. So breath mindfulness meditation is to be non-judgmentally being aware of our in-breath and the out-breath, our natural breath, non-judgmental aware of that breath. So we got to be a witness, witnessing our natural normal breath. The breath is going in, coming out, and we witness that normal natural breath. When I say use the word witness and observer, so we are observing, right? It's like an observer that is in meetings, right? And sometimes where, in management sciences, where as a meeting goes on, then they put you outside and say, hey, you observe everything that's going on. You observe, don't infer anything, because if you infer, then suddenly you're missing out on the next point that's happening. So you just observe. You record, observe and record. Don't make any judgments at that point. What you do afterwards is a different thing, but during that time you be non-judgmental. So we want to be non-judgmental of our breath and observing the breath. That's simple meditation technique. Our goal in meditation, now mindfulness is non-judgmental awareness, but what is meditation then? Meditation is to understanding ourself, knowing our inner self, to recognize that we are not merely this physical body, to recognize that we have that infinity. Eventually understanding of the Indian philosophy or many other philosophies that Aham Brahmasmi, an Indian philosophy, Aham Brahmasmi. When Jesus Christ said, I am the Son of God, you are the same. Here God means not that God, but it's basically take it as a unlimited power. We have that. Quantum physics is saying we are this infinite energy field. Deep inside, quantum physics is saying that you are empty, you are energy. You know how much it is? 99.9999% emptiness inside us. Only 0.001% is matter inside us. So quantum physics is saying you are really, really deeply, you are just purely energy. Your object, your matter, so little. So meditation is to understand ourselves, recognize that we are much more than the body, recognize that we have this infinite field of intelligence according to quantum physics. I recognize that I am Brahmasmi, according to Vedas. I recognize that I am the same Son of God, that I have the same power. Now what does it mean? If I am that infinite field, if I am that Brahmasmi, I am Aham Brahmasmi, I am that Brahma, that infinity, what does it mean? Then what is the limit to an infinity? Is there a limit? So when you recognize that we are that whole, then everything comes from us, that we have that infinite intelligence to succeed in whatever we want to do. We have that infinite healing power to heal everything that we have. We have that infinite capability to love, so build those great relationships, not one, not two. How is that, many grand masters are able to extend and attract millions of people to them. They feel so close. Gautama Buddha or some of the grand masters, spiritual masters today on the field, on the earth walking. They have such a huge field where they can become one with everybody, extend the love and compassion. So we can do. When you are that infinity, you can do it. Infinite creativity. Is there a limit to how much you can create? Why creativity? Every creation you do, you derive a new pleasure, new enjoyment, new happiness. If nature is infinite, we too can become that infinity. So this is about, and meditation is to understand the self, that there isn't anything that you can't do. It's merely our limited thinking, conditioning throughout our lifetimes. Ever since we are born, ever since we are brought up, we only one thing here. Hey, don't do that. Hey, you don't think too much. Hey, you are this. Hey, you are that. We only are got completely curtailed in our imaginations and our fascinations. Our mind faculty is to imagine. If thoughts and feelings create reality, the more imagine, the more dream, that much more you can actually manifest. But we've been conditioned, we've been curtailed. We've been told, you are that. You're not good enough. Oh, you're failing constantly. We've been told that way. So we take that. Oh, your father and mother tell that you have a poor voice, don't sing. A small child, 6-year-old child, when the mother is of course, didn't know. She is a working woman, so she was very, very busy, hectic lifestyle. So she came home, and this girl was happily singing. Parents came, so jumping from one sofa to other, so singing in whatever voice that she could. And then because she was jumping up and down the sofas, and then obviously they get a little bit disturbed, ruffled. And then she was obviously in a bad mood, meaning hectic, right? Hectic life, no meditation in the mother at that point. So she just said, "Stop, Soumya. Your voice sounds like a donkey's voice, right? In that native language. It sounds like a donkey's voice. Stop it." One word, that's it. And tell you what, that poor child did not open her mouth up for 20 years. Never she wanted to sing again. That much power we have when we say a word to the children or people around. The environment makes us what we are, limited. So she limited herself. Just with that word, she limited herself significantly in expressing herself and had that she wanted to sing because that's the talent she got. She wanted to sing, but then she felt my mother says, it's bad voice, I can't sing. Right? My father told me we came from poor background, so we cannot go beyond what we are. We should not think more than what we are. So we are limited. We have been conditioned so much to be limited, that we wrote deep programs in our subconscious mind. We installed programs that take time to erase. We have such deep programs in our subconscious mind, dear friends, that we constantly project what we've been conditioned to. And so we limit ourselves. That's what happened to me. I was lucky enough that I was given total freedom. I mean, that's what happened to me, meaning the potential I brought out from me when I learned meditation. But I was lucky enough that I was given an environment where I could choose. As I was, from the beginning, I've been always in a hostel, so where I went out. But I was lucky to have many, but I still had my own limiting beliefs of any kind. But then meditation got me out of it. Many things that, hey, if you go out in the night, you catch cold. Simple things, small things like that. If you go out, if you get wet in rain, then your health, you're going to get something. Your health will get spoiled. They're all just beliefs. If you are able to be in sun and then you have a nice life, if you're able to be in cold and you have a good life, then isn't it obvious that when rain comes and you actually go and then get wet in rain, then you'll still have a great thing, because they're just seasons, right? They're just seasons, so you can get wet in rain too, and then nothing's going to happen. Because something's going to happen, because we already conditioned that if I get wet, and if I get wet for too long, then I will catch cold, I'm going to get fever, this and that. I've been conditioned. So as you think, as you feel, is what you get. All diseases are psychosomatic, at least to the maximum. Psychosomatic, as your psyche is the soma, the body. That's why many meditators, when we understand, meditation is about understanding self. When you understand the self, that we are born with the body, that our thoughts and feelings are creating our reality, you understand it more and more deeply as you experience the meditation. So dear friends, let's practice this breath mindfulness meditation. The technique is very, very simple. So the practice of meditation is simple. The posture is what you see on the screen, right? You can be in the chair or on the floor. Cross your feet and cross your fingers into fingers, and then rest your fingers into the lap in any comfortable posture, right? Whatever that you see is most natural for them. So the fingers are like vertical position, they're facing towards screen, right? But if something is more good for you, where the palms upward, it's okay, palms downward, whatever is comfortable is key, right? You cross, what is important is you close your eyes, cross your feet at ankle, and cross your fingers into fingers, and rest your hands comfortably in your lap. Beyond that, it doesn't matter. Face up, face down, all those things do not matter. All right? But that's a simple posture. Every meditation, there is a posture. And then what do? The process is observing your natural normal breath. We don't forcefully inhale, forcefully exhale. No. Every one of us have our own rhythm of the breath. Some may be fast, some may be slow, some may be fast and then slow, fast and slow, fast and slow. Whatever may be your breath process, just observe the breath is going in, coming out. Observe the breath is going in, coming out. And you don't manipulate. It is not necessary for it to be slowed down or made increase. Just observe it. And as you observe, you become more and more self-aware. And that's probably the first time in your life you're actually noticing that your breath may be going fast and slow, fast and slow. Some of those you might notice it because you're actually putting attention to observe the breath. Okay. So you observe the breath, and then slowly, 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 it has a link to empty your mind. And you observe the breath, it has a link to empty your mind. So meditation, the goal of meditation is, I said, is to know ourselves when we empty the mind completely. We are body, we are mind, we are energy. When we subdue the mind, when you rest the mind completely for some time during the day, then we are merging ourselves with that energy field, that infinite energy field that we are. Pretty simple equation. So we want to rest the mind, we want to empty the mind. That's the primary goal of meditation, is to empty the mind. And how do you empty the mind? There are various schools of faculties. The one that we practice is observing your natural breath. So when you observe the natural breath, our mind is slowly becoming empty. And on average, we have 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day. 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day. Whereas for a regular meditator, they come down to less than 5,000 thoughts a day. Huge difference, right? All those 90% redundant negative, all of them will go away basically for a regular meditator. So what is really useful is all that remains. So when you observe your natural normal breath, Gautam Buddha discovered this technique. So thoughts have completely disappeared. And then he became that energy, and then he started seeing many things, vipassana. So we will also experience, when we go into this meditation by observing a normal natural breath, slowly, slowly, slowly thoughts will come down, and then we start experiencing many things in the body, which we will talk about, right? Whatever that you experience in the body, in the mind, or surrounding, you simply be a witness to it and observe what's happening. Do not interpret anything, just observe. Now, naturally, as part of this, when you're observing the breath, since there are thousands of thoughts in the mind, your attention may be observing the breath for a few seconds, suddenly your attention shifts and then goes back into some thought. What am I going to do the next session in office, home? What am I going to cook today? This is where your mind might run. Hey, am I getting delayed for it? But you're going to a thought. And you will not know that you're thinking until the time you recognize that, yes, what am I doing here? I'm in meditation. So that is the time to bring back your attention to the breath again. Again, after a few seconds, your attention will go away. So you get lost in thought again. So again, the moment you realize, come back to observing the breath. It's a process. So if you are sitting for, say, half an hour, during that whole meditation, maybe you're able to come back to breath every, like maybe say 10 times. Every 2 minutes, you would have shifted off to another. Every 30 seconds, you would have shifted off, and then probably thinking for 2-3 minutes, and then come back. Again, another 30 seconds, and go away. But it is okay. It's a perfectly valid thing because that's a natural process of meditation. But in the process, what we do is we're training our mind. We're training the muscles in the brain to recognize that, okay, this is a way to go empty-minded. So I keep bringing my attention back to breath again and again and again. Right. So this is the process of meditation. So we continue to do that. And during this process, I'm going to play music and I'm going to guide. Both will be there. My guidance and music will help you to go into a thoughtless state faster. Right. While the music plays, guidance comes. Your goal is to observe the breath and slowly, slowly see that breath is becoming lighter, lighter, shorter, shorter. And there will be a point where you don't have anything to observe, or before itself, you would have forgotten that you're observing the breath. Either you don't have anything to observe, or you've forgotten. Like right now, you're breathing, but you don't realize that you're breathing. So same way, the breath is a beautiful thing that we forget that we're observing. So that's going to happen. So that's the time when you are on the other side, where you're empty. You're going to completely become empty. You're become empty when you don't know that anything is happening in your mind, and then you also forget the breath is you're breathing, or you're observing the breath. That's the time that you're on the other side, an empty side, and we stay in that state for a long time. Okay. Now, before we do this, we're doing one thing called heart elevation process. So this is a simple way to become empty in the mind, another powerful technique. So what for this we do is the sitting down posture on the floor, on the chair is fine, the way in the previous posture, cross-legged. And instead of keeping hands and your fingers into fingers in the lap, here you keep your hands on your chest area, right? And your observation initially during this process for 5 minutes, we're going to do this, is to observe the breath, as well as also put your attention on your heart. You're inside your heart, which is beating. You put your attention imaginary wherever that you feel your heart is there, where you're keeping your hands, and then feel your heart. So you got to observe put your attention on the breath and on the heart, right? Very simple technique. And then be there. I'm going to guide actively. It's an active mind process. Follow my guidance actively, and just I will say, feel your heart. Then I say, recollect your experience from your life of any moment where you extremely felt a lot of love or gratitude or compassion, kindness of any kind of high emotion to your people around or animals around. If you felt any of those, just recollect an event. The moment you recollect a past event, like your marriage, your first kiss, or first date, what do you remember those, right? You remember those memories, very good memories. So you got to fill your heart with such heightened emotion. That's what you want to think about. All right. Fill your heart with a heightened emotion, and then stay there for some time. Okay, this is idea of, and when we do that, when you are going to a higher emotion in the heart, our brain is also getting signal to also reduce its thought frequencies. All this clutter, worries, anxieties slowly go away pretty quickly. So it helps to be in a low heightened. It helps us to be in an empty state quickly. All right, friends. So this is a process of meditation. So let's go in. I'd like us to do the session now. So relax yourself, sit comfortably, and meditation experience becomes more deeper if you do two things. One is darken your room. If you have curtains, you can draw the curtains, right? So there's one, right? Darken the room as much where possible. And second is, if you have headphones, you can wear headphones. Headphones enhance the meditation experience because the music that we are providing. So headphones enhance the experience better. So you may want to plug in to headphones, but if it's not possible, you don't like it, it's okay, right? But generally headphones are helping. All right. So friends, so with that, relax yourself, and for beginners can definitely follow my guidance, and when you are, the guidance will help to break in case you're having thoughts, and guidance will help you to go deep into the meditative states. Remember, our goal is to empty the mind, and then simply we do that by observing our breath. That's our primary goal. Towards the end of the meditation, I'm going to guide us to express gratitude for everything we have in life. So just follow my guidance towards the end when I do that, right? So this is a great way of closing meditation always. So relax yourself, sit comfortably,